G'day guys, so today I'm trying out a new different style of video for my normal making, so I'm going to be more instructional. So what's happening is the Ford Courier, its fuel gauge is stuck on a quarter of a tank all the time. So no matter what, I don't have the keys on me right now, but no matter what, the gauge is always stuck on a quarter. And basically I'm going to run you through how to identify and fix the fuel gauge today. So there's two problems generally that it can be. It can be either the fuel gauge, so inside the instrument cluster, which generally when they're broken it stays on full, or it could also be the fuel sender up on top of the fuel tank. I might not be able to, yeah, up there. And when they're broken it normally stays on zero because the primer bulb is often broken, so sorry, the float, not the primer bulb. The float is often broken, which means it just stays on the bottom of the tank. It doesn't get lifted up, so it doesn't hold air anymore. It just fills with diesel or petrol, and it just doesn't indicate the fuel level anymore. So with mine, I think it's the fuel sender. So that's the float I was talking about. If that gets a hole in it, it basically just sits in the bottom full of diesel. So I'm going to take a gamble and I'm going to fix the fuel sender first. And to do that, I'm going to use the tank off the Ford Courier. So this will go up in here and it'll be a direct replacement. There is a difference between the four-wheel drive Mazda Bravo Ford Courier tanks and the two-wheel drive ones. The difference is in these pipes here and how they're angled. I can't tell you exactly, but yeah, that's the difference. So far, I've emptied out the fuel that was in the Ford Courier tank, and I'm gonna drop this tank soon. Alrighty, found the key. So I'll show you what it's doing. So, focus. Alright, so no matter what, the fuel sender never leaves a quarter, just sits there, never moves. So yeah, that's what I'm addressing today. So first things first, prep up this tank, put the new fuel sender in, make sure it's all clean, look clean enough in there. Biggest issue for me is to try not to snap these screws, sorry. So yeah, I'll try to film the process of pulling this off. Alright. Oh, this isn't going to be great. Yeah, no, they're very rusted. Trying to put a lot of pressure down and twist, but no. Alright, I'm going to try the impact gun. Alright, attempt 2, impact gun. See how small these little suckers are? Ooh. Yeah. Focus. Tiny. And then they got the rusted tips. Yeah, so really not great. Got one. This one I've stripped back a little bit. Not a good start. Oh man. I'm sorry if my hand just blocked all that. Fuck. All right. So the rest of these are stuck in there pretty good. I'm gonna have to think up a little solution. Might even bust out the welder. I will be back in a second for you. And this is why I emphasize I'm not a mechanic and I definitely don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just showing you how I do it. So I'm gonna weld a little nut to the top of these. Tried vice grips just rip them up. Yeah, so I'm gonna weld a little nut to each of those, grind them back a little bit, weld a little nut to them, and that should get them. For safety's sake, yeah, I have a, what's it even call it, in pressure. So yeah, it should be fine. There you go. These shots are probably dog shit. This actually turned out to be a ton of effort, but got all of them out except for one. This one snapped. So I'm just gonna weld a little nut to what's sticking out. Should have that out in a sec. Yeah, I'll film it, I'll show you. It's sketchy as all fuck though. So yeah, so I've been welding nuts on and yeah, welding on a fuel tank. It doesn't feel great, but if it's petrol, there's no way in hell I'll do this, as petrol's explosive and diesel burns, so good chance I'm not gonna fuck anything up too much with the diesel. Alright, so I've got a little broken grinding disc there to stop any of the splatter falling down the hole, hopefully. Should do a little something anyway. Yeah, come on. There we go. Now I'll weld that onto there and hope I don't see any fires. Could not advise more against this. Do as I say, don't do as I do, as wise man always says. Alright, leave that there just in case the nut wants to come off. Where did I put that 10mm? Yeah. Fingers crossed that budges. Yes. Beautiful. Alright, so new fuel sender's in. Gave it a good wipe around in there with a paper towel. Could only really get my hand to like there though. So yeah, it'll be pretty good. It wasn't actually too dirty, wasn't too much residual shit in there. Got these new stainless steel Allen head bolts, so hopefully whenever the next person's doing this, it'll be a bit bloody easier for them. Alright, I'll whack that in and then it's time to start the removal. Yeah, I know I said I was going to start ripping out the one off the floor of the Mazda, but I'm actually going to give this a wash first. This tank's been up the beach a bunch of times, sand and shit just stuck, so yeah, gonna give it a good clean. Once I've done that, I'm gonna give them a good spray down with WD, and same with them, just to try, you know, hold off the surface rust for a little bit longer. Alright, there's that tank scrubbed down, got all those sand deposits out. It's looking pretty schmick. I'll pop the bung one more time just to make sure no water got in there. But yeah, new sender. Hopefully that fixes the fuel gauge problem. Here we are. Can't see much, but there's the fuel sender. And then there's a pipe, fuel hose that goes in there, and then two that go into the fuel sender. I realise this is really blurry, but yeah, I'm going to pull all the top stuff off, hopefully mark the long pipe with some electric tape so that I know where it is, and then I'll pull the tank down. I might actually drop the tank with everything connected except for these two. It looks like that's going to be the easiest, and then I can pull all the top stuff off, and actually see what I'm doing without having to try reach into there. Alright, let's start pulling these two off, eh? Got a 10mm on the fuel hose. I've also got the wheels chucked because if this rolled right now, oh, I don't even want to imagine. I got some pliers to get this out. So hopefully it's not too stubborn. Sorry about the filming. I'm in a very uncomfortable position. So I think this is just a breather hose. Yeah. Almost got it. There we go. And this one probably isn't going to play so nice. Sorry, I'm really sorry about the filming, guys. I'm doing my best. Alright, so I've just got to pull that off. Best way I find to get these off is to get something under here like a flathead and break it. So, not break it, like don't break it, but pop it up so that you kind of break the seal and then twist and pull. Alright, I'll get that off and I'll get back. There's that. Wasn't too bad at all. Just I did as I said, got the pliers and kind of right up underneath. Twisted, pulled, off she came. On the fuel tank, all that's holding it is there's a 12mm locking nut and a 14mm nut on top of that. So that there is 14mm, that's a 12mm, take them both off, and it kind of sits on these rails. Yeah, so knock all them off, same on the back side, and once you got them off, you should be able to wiggle the tank straight out. I was a little bit wrong. Once you drop those nuts, she just flops on out. But that's okay. I had these blocks down, so now I can go ahead and get this stuff off. So I'll crawl around the back, and I have good access in there. A bit dark, but here's what's going on. So I've got to remove that pipe, the plug going into the sender, should be the easiest bit. Clip, clip, clip. So shouldn't be too bad. And then this pipe here, I'm going to mark with some white tape, and that'll make it so that I'm putting them on in the right orientation. Alright, so same deal. Get something under it. Just kind of like that. And I can't do this with one hand. Can't actually see that, so I'm hoping that it's alright. Very gently. There we go, none of them are damaged. So this pipe here, we're gonna mark, and once more I cannot see that camera. So hopefully that got something. Alright, moved all of them, 1, 2, 3, and sorry about the footage, I know it's gonna be trash. We're gonna pull the sender off the Mazda one and see if we can see what the issue is. I don't really care how bad it is, so if I can't ugger it off, looks like I'm going to be able to. Alright, give me a minute, I'll pull that off. If only the Ford one was that easy. Let's have a look. Huh. Well, that'll do it, won't it? See, there's not even a float attached. So, yeah, it's probably banging around in there somewhere. So yeah, that's 100% going to be the issue. The float wasn't attached, so you can see how the float works. It connects into that little pin in there, and then you see those little connections. I'll show you on one that works. Here. So, there's your float. It's connected to those connectors. Oh man. As you get a full tank of fuel, so as that goes up, it actually moves the connections, showing how much fuel you got. So it sends an electrical signal which is different on each one of those little connections, and then that's where it figures out how much fuel you've got. Alright, got the Ford tank up on the blocks. I'm gonna go around to the top now. Put those pipes all back in, put the sender wire in, and then I'll put the tank up, and hopefully we've had some success. Oh geez, sorry. Alright, there it is. There's those two back in, that one back in, and the fuel sender plugged in. Now I'll lift it up, I'll bolt it in, and hopefully I definitely fixed the problem after seeing the fuel sender off the Mazda. Alright, let's get her in. And of course I've got to put the fuel filler back on, but I'll do that once the tank's bolted in. Alrighty, just put all the fuel from the two tanks in, and it should hopefully go above a quarter now. Bloody beautiful. Alright, we're going to take it down to the servo, fill her up, see what the fuck happens, eh? Yeah, looks like success. So if that didn't work, to fix the cluster, sorry, I got a lot of shit. So this is all the stuff I pulled off the Ford Courier. Oh, that's the Bravo engine, but anyway. So I was gonna put this cluster in from the Ford Courier. Didn't have to do that, so laughing. See you at the servo. It's running fucking beautifully, boys. Fuel gauge is working, on my way to the servo. It's a bit cold, but fucking, ooh, this utes fucking sick now. That's all uphill too, baby. Woohoo. There it is. Fucking full tank of fuel. It fucking works. Everything works now. Except for the 4-drive light, that just stays on all the time. But we don't talk about that. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it as always. If I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna drop a fucking huge skid. Wheel popping type skid. And thanks for watching. If you like my videos, give them a like. If you don't, dislike them. Subscribe if you made it this far. And if I was able to help you, I thank you a lot, and hopefully it did help you. And I also apologise for the filming, guys. I know I was a bit rookie, but I'm filming off my phone and, you know, one-handed and trying to get shit done, but I'm a bit shit at it still kind of figuring out how to get it all done. But yeah, I appreciate your support. Take it easy. Finndawg out.